Welcome to the Parlor, a weekly fireside chat about your favorite television programs. I'm one of your hosts, Dane, and I'm host of the podcast Live and Active Pop Culture.
My name is Seth, also known as Moose2006. I run the YouTube channel Moose2006 LP.
Today we are going to discuss the first season of Mr. Robot from USA Network.
Yeah, this is sort of a setup to our next series, which will be our fourth series, which will be Mr. Robot Season 2.
So this is sort of a catch-up episode. Seth hadn't seen it yet, so we watched it all, and we're going to kind of discuss the first season as a piece.
A whole, yeah.
And some of our thoughts about it.
So if you have not watched Season 1, you should, because we're spoiling everything.
Yes.
And then starting in 2 weeks, we will start breaking down episode by episode Season 2. So
yes, exactly. And we are spoiling everything in this
season.
One. So if you haven't seen it, but you want to get on for Season 2, absolutely don't listen to this before you watch, because this show is so twisty, so turny, like it will ruin it if you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Before.
There's a lot happening.
Yeah, make sure you watch it first.
But man, it was good. Holy cow.
Yeah, and so usually, we do our writer-director thing. And although the episodes are written and directed by different people, each episode for the most part, Sam Esmail is the creator of the show, and he wrote most of the episodes and directed several as well. So I have heard in the second season he is either directing all of them or writing all of them. So he might be writing every episode in the second season, which will be exciting.
It looks like the show has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, people love it. And it won a Golden
crazy.
Globe last year for Best Drama Series, and Christian Slater also won a Golden Globe for his performance.
Okay.
Rami Malek was nominated but did not win.
Maybe,
I think he lost
Season 2.
I think he lost to John Hamm.
Oh,
so
maybe
for Mad Men. I think it was his
was
last.
Mad Men still happening then?
Well, it was like after the final.
Oh, they did that.
I
hate that 2-year thing. That really messes.
Yeah, it gets confusing.
Like poor Rami is getting stolen by half a season of anyway.
Yeah. Well, let me just double check that as we go. But so overall, Seth, you agree or disagree with the 96% rating?
Definitely agree.
Yeah,
it was so
terrific,
good.
right? I mean, it's just wonderful.
Well, we had originally planned to do this podcast next weekend because I thought I would need more time to get through 10 episodes.
Yes.
Because I don't watch. I don't know. For having a TV podcast, I don't watch TV a ton.
Yeah.
But man, once I started, I think it took me 2 to 3 days to barrel through them, and that was like with class and everything going on in real life. So
it is. I mean, it's just great.
It's great. You can't It's really hard to stop. You just always want to know what's happening. Like that's it's a good show. Like once you get done with one episode, you just got to go on. Like you said, it's really twisty, turny. And there's a lot of unexpected stuff that I didn't even know was like in question that all of a sudden was happening. And
yeah, it just, I mean, they're constantly throwing you for a loop. Like everything is like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
Like, why is this all of a sudden? But it's really well done and it's really great. I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry, I have a cast list up because I'm really bad with names. So.
Yeah. Rami Malek did lose to John Hamm
Mad Men.
For Mad Men, yeah, for his last opportunity to win. But John Hamm had never won for Mad Men.
Really,
so that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then
it was sort of like everybody because of like Breaking Bad and all these shows. Yeah. Everybody's like delayed in their wins until the end. It almost seems like
weird.
Speaking of the end, I know Sam Esmail has said that he already has an ending in mind for the show, which is what I really like to hear when I go into a new show. Yeah. Like we already know how it's going to end. This is what's going to happen. That means it's going to be like it's going to actually finish, which is good, rather than just sort of taper off. And he said he thought it would be 4 or 5 seasons, assuming it gets renewed, which I think it probably will. I had originally heard 3, but then I think they sort of said, well, we
it was
get
pretty
funding,
well received,
so we can, yeah. And actually, so he originally wrote the show as a movie that he was gonna like a major movie that he was going to put together, and the first season was going to be the first act of the movie. So he would essentially find out everything after the first act, and then the second act would be sort of the fallout of everything. So
that'd be a very jam-packed movie.
Well, and I think he obviously, as he started going into more detail, more details sort of came out, more characters like fleshed out, and then he's like, well, this would be a better show than a movie. So,
all right. Where do you want to start?
Maybe let's start with like some of the characters and who you like, who you dislike, whose performances you thought were good. What did you get into it since you have your IMDb page up?
Well, okay, so let's talk about Rami Malek, who plays Elliot, the main character. His eyes.
Oh, they're amazing.
And how they should win their own whatever award is appropriate.
They are nominated for the eyeballs.
The eyeballs
awards.
I would love that because holy cow.
Yeah.
He really sells his scenes.
He really does.
Almost 100% through just facial gesture.
Yeah, and I was telling Seth this the other day. I've seen him in other stuff where he's not quite such a dark, dreary character, and he's not as he's fine, but he's not as good as he is here.
Yeah.
I mean, he sells this character so much. He sells this subtle. I almost think of it as like subtle mental illness that he has. Like you would, if you saw this guy walking down the street, you wouldn't think, oh, he's got schizophrenia, bipolar, and severe depression. But when you totally believe it when he starts acting, which is
you kind of just see him as an introvert for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Like for the first few episodes, but then
as it goes on, you start to see the paranoia set in and sort of everything else.
Yeah. I mean, Christian Slater is Christian Slater.
He was great. Honestly,
so
he really came out of the woodwork for this show and killed it. Like he just killed it. I mean, he was great. I think he was excellently cast.
Yep.
I think he was perfect for the part.
I wonder how they, of all the people in all the world, where they came up with Christian Slater.
I'm sure they had sort of a list, and I'm sure a couple other.
I'm trying to see what the last thing he really did was, because I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was.
Well, I mean, if you think Heathers, he was pretty dark in Heathers and kind of this twisted, dark.
That was also the late 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, they knew he could do this, twisted, dark kind of role that was, but also somewhat comedic. His role was almost comedic at sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
Just because of him, I think. He was able to make it comedic somehow. He so good.
Do you think, I do think that we will be seeing Mr. Robot in season 2.
Sure hope so.
The character. I've seen in previews that he's there.
Okay, I feel like, one, if they have Christian Slater, they should keep him.
Yeah.
And two, if they name the show off him,
he needs to stick around.
They should keep him.
Yeah. I think he'll be around for a while. I really do.
Yeah.
So,
I really liked Tyrell Willick, Martin Wallström.
Yeah.
I guess he's actually Swedish.
Yeah, he is actually Swedish.
So I could kind of tell by the accent, or not the accent, but when they would speak. Swedish. He was very fluid.
He is confusing to me. I couldn't quite place
his character or his acting?
Yeah, his character, where he fit into all of this. I obviously within the story I knew, but I was not exactly sure why they included his character in this story so far. And I feel like there's more down the road for
I have
him
a theory
to do.
that's super far-fetched based on one tiny sentence.
No, say it.
Oh, you want me to go into it now?
Yeah, say it.
I was wondering, okay, this is going to sound really dumb, but so we've already, we haven't divulged this yet. Big spoiler, we already know that Elliot turns out to also be Mr. Robot.
Yes.
It's his schizophrenia or whatever you want to call it.
And his physical appearance is that of his father. Mr. Robot's, when he sees Mr. Robot, he's seeing
his dad.
Yeah.
But he is...
But it's him. Whenever he's talking to him, he's talking to himself. Whenever Mr. Robot talks to somebody, he's sort of in this personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I haven't quite figured out how he would make this work, but I was also thinking maybe his third personality was Tyrell.
Yeah, I've heard... that makes sense.
I don't know how they would do that with, Evil Corp.
Yeah.
But you never know what's going on in his head. And the only clue... I picked up, like, the only thing that, like, has, like, made me think that was when Elliot goes to see the wife.
Yes.
And all of a sudden she speaks Swedish to him.
Yes.
And he goes, I don't know what you're saying. And then she, like, backs off, kind of.
Right. And she's also like, you haven't seen him?
Yeah, like seeing if he's...
I haven't seen him either. Like, where, like, she kind of plays into it. We can talk more about her in a minute, but that scene, that is the most, like, there's a lot of stuff in this show that is, like, almost makes you queasy just watching it, because it's, like, the tension is so high through every episode. Like, every episode builds tension in this different way. Like, you've got the episode where he's, like, infiltrating Steel Mountain.
Yes,
You've got the episode where he's on that, in that dream trip where he's trying to get off the morphine, and he's on this, like, high. You've got the episode where he's releasing the prisoners, and it's just like this.
Wait, what?
Where he's releasing the prisoners from the jail.
Geez.
Just like, it's just this super high level of tension all the time. Like, but out of everything, that scene with her was the most tense in the whole series so far.
agree.
Like, I was just like, what is happening? Is she going to eat him? Like, I didn't know what was going to... I thought she was going to murder him.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
Well, it was... She really was, like, trying to interrogate him. And then there... I don't see any other reason why she would speak Swedish to him.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not like she just said it flippantly. She was expecting a response.
Yeah,
like,
she
was waiting for a response.
She was.
And so I was like, whoa, I wonder if... But I don't know how that would work with...
Yeah,
you know,
it doesn't quite... It
doesn't
is
fit right now.
No. But, like, unless...
Yeah, I don't know.
like, Elliot never worked for Allsafe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's the only way that it works. That Elliot has already been, like, you see that scene where he's kind of, like, being hired by Tyrell, like, he wants him to come work.
Yep.
And, like, maybe that is more indicative of that he's already works there, or something weird.
Yeah.
Oh, and I missed it because I didn't watch all the way through the credits, but there's that scene, I remember it, that scene at the end after the credits with the bank, or the E-Corp CEO, I forget what his name is, the older bald guy.
The one who kills himself?
No, the other one.
He's not in it a ton. So
Not yet. He's promoted to series regular for the second season.
Oh, okay.
The one who Angela works closely with at the end. I don't remember his name. He's a pretty big actor. Anyway, he is speaking to White Rose. Did you get to that scene?
What do you mean?
At the very end, if you watched all the way through the credits, there's like a little bumper.
What?
Oh yeah, okay.
No, I didn't see anything else.
Okay,
with White Rose,
so then I have to explain it to you because it's a pretty important setup for the second season. So you see the E-Corp CEO, the one who he kind of takes Angela under his wing at the very end, and pays for her to get new shoes.
Yep.
That guy.
I can't think of his name either.
I can't think of
it
it
either.
I'll find it as we go here.
Okay.
But you see him meeting with White Rose out of female attire.
Is it Philip Price?
Philip Price.
Okay.
You see him meeting with White Rose out of attire, like her female attire, and dressed in like a suit. And the implication, I don't remember exactly what they say, but the implication is that White Rose works for Evil Corp. And she asks, like, well, who do you know who did this? And he says, we know who did this, and we plan to punish them, like, to the full extent or something, in the way that we always do, or something like this. So it made it almost think like, oh, maybe it is like within the like corporation or something weird like that. So yeah. So you'll need to go watch it. Like,
I do need to watch
find it. We can probably just
Why would
watch
they
it up
put
there.
that as a bumper after?
I don't.
the
Well, because
credits?
if you're watching it, like, I don't know. I think that it had to do with the way you watched it in real time.
Okay.
Like, it made more sense there, because I had the same problem last season. I was like listening to a podcast about it, and they're like, how about that scene with White Rose and Philip Price at the end? I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like, how did I miss that? That's insane.
All right, I will do that.
Yeah.
Immediately upon returning home.
Yes. Or we could just, after this, just turn it on.
You already
there.
have it up.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll do that.
But it's very interesting to see, to say the least, like what's set up there with White Rose.
I was very annoyed by White Rose.
Oh, she's like...
She's obnoxious.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
She is. I mean, she's not... she's a villain. Like, she's not a... Like, she's not a...
No, I know that.
Good character.
But she's just really annoying, like, with the time.
The time thing, yeah.
I'm like, get over it. I mean, it's not that big deal.
Yeah.
Darlene was fine.
I liked Darlene, actually, a lot.
Her.
The actress was good. And she's, like, a very interesting character because she's... To me, her and Angela are in a similar position where they are dealing with someone who has this very severe mental illness, and they're also trying to get something done with that person. Both of them seem to be, and they don't exactly know what to do. How to handle him.
Angela sucks.
Well, does she?
I guess.
I don't know.
Well, you think? Why do you think she has like different motive for joining Evil Corp?
Yeah.
Really?
I think she's gonna screw with them.
Oh,
because
that would be good.
I mean. So the guy who she was like, I don't remember the guy's name.
Price?
No, not Price. The other guy. The other old white guy.
The guy who killed himself?
No, the other old white guy. The one who like fired her out of the room.
Oh, Colby?
Yes, that's right. Terry Colby.
Yeah.
Terry Colby. The way her last interaction with him went, and all of her interactions with him went, she always ended up like sort of doing what he says and then turning on him. And so, like, she always twists on him. And so I feel like whatever she's got planned, I feel like they have a plan. They've got something going together. Like, that he's like, I got you a job at Evil Corp, basically. And I feel like there's something there beyond. I just don't see her going and being an Evil Corp devotee. I just don't see
her attitude in the shoe store, when it was just her and the...
Well, and I get that. I just feel like that was, like, more about... Like, how dare you question my motives for anything? Like, I felt like he was being such a jerk.
He was really pushy for a salesman.
Yeah, like, I mean, sure, what she was doing was questionable, like going back to work or buying new shoes, but like the way he behaved and like went off on Evil Corp, I don't think she was necessarily defending Evil Corp. I think she was just defending herself.
Okay.
Because she's like, and she can't be like, oh, hey, guess what? I'm gonna
wink, wink.
I'm gonna take him down from inside.
Shoe salesman.
No,
don't tell anyone.
I mean, and you can't forget that Evil Corp killed her mom. I mean, she's still pretty salty about that.
I would hope
she's angry. Yeah. She's really angry.
Love that everyone just calls it Evil Corp.
Yes.
It confused me for a long time.
Well, and that's all in Elliot's head. Like, we're seeing that because that's how Elliot set it up, right?
Yeah, I get that. But I remember, like, the first time Tyrell was speaking about Evil Corp.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, why is he calling it?
Why is he going to call it Evil Corp?
But then, the whole season just... Which I've really, really enjoyed.
So. The other characters I kind of wanted to talk about because I thought they were all great, well, except for one, probably, were the three, like, other members of F Society. The like,
which one did you not?
The kind of like heavier guy with the dark hair, the longer dark hair.
Yeah,
he was just kind of.
He's kind of there.
Yeah, he wasn't. But the what was her name? Trenton, the young. I think her name was Trenton, the like young Muslim woman, and the older black man who I don't also remember his name were great.
Trenton and Ramiro.
They were so good.
Yeah.
I loved them. I thought they were like such dynamic characters in this show for not having much going on. Like for not having much to say, much to do. They were just like so interesting.
They were.
Like,
well, in that scene with Mr. Robot and
Ramiro
where he's basically threatens his life if he doesn't come back. But then we find out that it's actually Elliot doing it.
Yeah, and so that's what I was going to say. So I've seen it before. Seth hadn't seen it before.
Yeah, that's my first.
This was his first. This was my second watch through. So I knew the Mr. Robot twist, and I was like, "Oh crap!" Like I forgot about this scene. This is Elliot doing this. This is Elliot with the gun on him. Like, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's going back to see it in that perspective would be really bizarre. Like,
it's
just
bizarre,
like the train station scene right away, or the subway.
Yeah,
where you see Mr. Robot for the first time.
Yeah,
him introducing him to the all that would just be really weird.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's a bit strange, I would say.
I kind of forgot about Shayla.
Oh, Shayla, yeah.
I mean, she was in the first 7 episodes, but then
Tragic
ending.
Tragic
but then
character.
They sort of move on pretty.
Yeah, they
pretty
move
well.
on. I mean, they wrap up that storyline pretty well. I mean,
They do. It was a great episode.
Oh, that episode is wonderful.
And
I watched this like right after / concurrently with watching Orange is the New Black, and I was like,
when you said Prisoners, I like immediately went to Orange is the New Black.
I was like, wait, they're not having fun.
They're not.
Like, they're killing people.
Like, what
what's
are they
going on?
doing?
I thought they were. They're not like bathing in that water,
which turned out to be like chemical,
but
sluice
chemical.
Super funny. Oh gosh. By the way, season 4 tore me up.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
Like the end, I was just like, I don't even know, like what to do with myself
my
today.
life. Yeah.
Like the
day was over.
Like, well, because the next day, like after I'd gone, like because I finished it late, like at night, and then the next day I was like, I am just like so sad.
Yeah, in a funk.
I am.
It
just
was
so sad.
Anyway, we switched to Orange is the New Black there for a minute.
Yeah, it's a new podcast.
Back to Mr. Robot. Anyway,
I don't know. I'm looking at these notes. They're not for this show. So,
yeah, I didn't really take notes.
Did you have an episode for you that stuck out more than the rest as far as like being pivotal or specifically interesting?
No, not an episode. Like in 3 days, all the episodes blur.
Yeah,
it's more like scenes. So.
I think the episodes, like I was more acutely aware of it this time, but each of the episodes really plays an important role. Like there are 10 episodes and each one does exactly what they're supposed to do in a weird way. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but they do such a good job of building and developing these characters in a way that makes sense sequentially, and also like things happen that don't necessarily contribute directly to the F Society evil corp hack, but they all add to like
character development.
Which
is really probably one of the reasons the show is so well received.
Because the characters are incredibly dynamic.
I mean, when we get down to it, the plot's kind of basic.
I mean, the plot is just that they're hacking evil corp.
That's it. Like
that's really it.
Yeah, and I was going to talk about that. This is one of those shows. You always have like a show or a movie or something where you say how good it is, and someone's like, "Well, what's it about?"
Yeah, and it's like,
well, that's not.
I can't tell you. Like I can't explain it.
Like I can tell you the plot, but that's not why it's great.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's great because the character development, because they make you feel, they make you react, and you emote. And this is one of those shows where you can't say, well, they're society's hacking evil corp.
Yeah,
it's like, well, that doesn't sound that great. It's like, but
this show,
but he's Mr. Robot.
Yeah, like I can't tell you that, but there's a thing. Like,
well, and then like they're really good at setting up environment and mood and music. I mean,
I was just going to say,
such a great package.
This show, and we talked about tension a little bit, but this show just fills me with a sense of unease. Like I'm always like kind of like looking over my shoulder in this show, like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, it's not scary. It's just
no, it's just like, ugh,
it
God,
is.
It feels the music adds to it, and
his eyes,
and his eyes, and
his presence.
The coloration also, there's something very
is
specific.
It like desaturated a bit, or
it seems like it.
There's,
like there's something very specific about it that's like, whoa, oh, okay.
Yeah. I would say as far as scenes that jump out at me, obviously the cemetery, that whole plot line where he goes to the city with his dad and pushes him out the window. Yeah. And then Darlene and Angela find him. Like that whole reveal.
That was, to me, that was like the huge reveal. One of the hugest reveals right there.
Yeah, that is, right?
Like when I have to back up.
Okay.
But when Angela is in the ballet class.
Yes, I was going to bring that up just now.
And then Darlene comes in.
And
that was one of the craziest reveils. I was like, what the hell? Because we'd just seen Darlene steal a gun from a guy that she just like slept with. She stole it out of his like safe and go to this ballet class with the same backpack. Like, oh God, she's going to kill Angela.
That's what I thought. I was like, is she like trying to get information on Angela now?
Yeah.
Is she working?
Like, she double crossing Angela? Like, what's? And then they're like, hey girl, what's up? And it's just like, what the?
They've known each other since they were 7 or whatever.
Yeah, they grew up together and they really know each other. And it's like, oh, now I'm starting to put some things together that are not, because you know that Angela and Elliot are neighbors, or were neighbors. Like that, they'd already established that, like they'd grown up together.
Yep.
But then when Angela knows Darlene, it's like something is weird. Something is there. Something is there.
And then so it did that first, and then the kissing on the bench.
Then Elliot tried to kiss.
Darlene's like, "I love you, Elliot," and he kisses her, and then freaks out. And
like,
I was so confused. Like, what?
Her reaction there was some of the best acting.
It was great
this year. I feel like just that like
anger
/ sadness / like pity at the same time. Just saying like, you don't remember, do you? You don't know who I am.
Like who am I? Who am I, Elliot?
How do I know you? How do I know you? And so it makes you question how he knows everyone else.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, I don't know.
Or when his memory, like how long has his memory not been there?
Yeah.
In this regard, is it just? Oh, we know this has all been triggered because she's moved back.
Yes.
And so that triggered the whole Mr. Robot thing, and so I don't. But they never really show us when they first. Like they never show us her coming back, right?
Yeah. No.
So we just know that she is.
We just know that she's here.
Yeah, that was reveal, and then of course,
and also to watch.
Bless you.
Sorry. Also to watch her interactions with him right at the beginning, knowing that he's her sister.
Yeah, that would be
makes
interesting.
So much more sense, because at first you think this woman is insane. Like this woman is insane. She does not know who this is, but she's acting like they've been friends for years, and she's like one of those people who is so obnoxious and in your face.
Because she's like going to his apartment and like
she's like, "What's up?"
Like showering in his apartment.
She's like, "I need to stay here tonight," and it's just like, "What?"
She does seem like, really, It's like, no, just his sister.
Yeah,
and it's weird because she at that time she doesn't realize he doesn't know she's his sister.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what?
That's the thing. It's like that Friends episode, but they don't know we know they know we know. Yeah, that's
perfect.
One of the best Friends episodes
so
ever.
Oh god,
yeah,
that's a great.
We're going off on another tangent.
But yeah, it just going back through the show, it'd be really, really bizarre to see.
It is bizarre. I mean, it's definitely strange. Like there's, and God, I know you said Darlene okay. I'm like, Darlene great. I think Darlene love Darlene.
I think talking with you, I think Darlene.
I love Darlene.
I think she's great.
She's great, and I do like Angela as well. I really like all of these characters.
I liked Gideon a lot.
I loved Gideon.
Like I think we both talked about that. Gideon's the only like good character,
and he says that. I mean, he says like, "Do you want to know what happened when I hacked Gideon? I found a good, honest person."
I guess I don't remember that, but he's the only one who's has any moral fiber.
And the psychiatrist also. She's also somewhat,
she's just kind of sad.
She's just sad, but she's trying to help him.
Yeah,
definitely.
she is.
But everybody else is in this moral gray area where they're sort of motivating themselves moving forward, but they're not like completely like narcissistic monsters. They're like they are typically trying to do something. I mean, like Angela, even though she's like going up in the ranks or trying to go up in the ranks of Evil Corp, she's also trying to avenge her mother's death and help her father who's drowning in debt. Darlene, well, we don't exactly. She's trying to help her brother.
And I guess
F Society's message is typically one that is, seems somewhat righteous. It's not like they're just doing this just to screw with people. It's doing this to help people who are swimming in debt.
Yeah, like their sole purpose is to crash Evil Corp to free people of debt.
Yeah, but then
would be great.
Which I'd love them.
I would
to do
love
that.
if they did
wonderful.
That right now because that would save me a lot of money.
But she's also she's also destroying this company and causing economic turmoil all over the entire world. And same. And Elliot, I don't know if he has any. I mean, he's got similar motivations to Darlene, I would say, but he's also crazy. I mean, he's also fully insane,
and we don't know how insane.
Not exactly.
Is he also Tyrell? Then he's like even more insane.
I think there's something with Tyrell. Yeah, I remember the first time watching, being like, yeah, he must be Tyrell. Like something.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I can't figure out how it fits.
Yeah, logistically it doesn't work.
Unless, because, okay, here's the thing. I want to bring something up important here.
Okay.
We talked about Rami Malek's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Darlene's eyes are also quite large.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at them, they're quite large.
Mm-hmm.
So are Tyrell's.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
You think he's a brother?
No.
Okay.
Maybe. No, I don't think so. But it could be the same person. I don't know. I just
Darlene's not the same person.
No, but I mean they've all it wouldn't be it would make sense. The other thing I was thinking is Elliot young Tyrell? Is when Tyrell Elliot, is that what he was like when he was younger?
I thought they're the same age. About.
Oh, you thought they were peers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw him as quite a bit older.
Oh, really?
10 years, 15 years older. So I saw Tyrell as being in his mid to late 30s.
Early 30s?
Yeah. Probably mid 30s,
really?
35. And I saw Elliot as being our age, 25, 26.
I wish I was 25,
Oh, we're
26.
not 25 or 26 anymore.
Jeez.
We're 27,
late
28.
20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him as mid 20s.
Okay.
So
I can see that.
is it possible that Tyrell,
So
Elliot,
you think the real one is Tyrell?
what he currently looks like? Maybe.
Yeah.
And that would
he's
kind of make
flashing
sense.
back to
Yeah, that would
Remy.
okay. Drive with me
down.
for a minute.
Yep.
Okay. Tyrell has this crappy apartment that he uses for hacking. That's Elliot's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he's kept it ever since
he was in that stage of his life.
Yeah. Elliot wakes up in Tyrell's car. At the end, he's like, this is Tyrell's car.
Actually, his car.
It could actually be his car. What's her name talks to him in Swedish.
He's learned Swedish since then.
Or maybe he just always
But
has.
he is Swedish. Then why wouldn't Remy know Swedish? It's falling apart.
Remy. Wait. Who?
Elliot, sorry.
Elliot?
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Yeah, okay. Maybe he did learn Swedish since then.
But he is Swedish. Tyrell's Swedish. All right?
I mean, it's never explicit. In real life, he is.
Yeah, I guess
it's never
that's true.
explicitly said that he is.
That's true.
He could have learned it.
Yeah.
Now,
I like this theory.
also, okay. For some reason, Tyrell and Elliot meet each other at All Safe. But you do see, but it would kind of make sense.
But they're always bringing in Evil Corp people to help with in All Safe, so he could just be freelancing at All Safe.
Here's where it really falls apart.
All right.
Gideon interacts with both Tyrell and Elliot separately.
So?
I just
yeah.
I just don't see, he interacts with them differently. He's like, Elliot, what are you doing? And then he's like, well, Tyrell, he's this guy. I think it falls apart
Darn
there.
It. Then why did
they're connected in some weird way.
Why does she speak Swedish to
She
Elliot?
is creepy. She's creepy. That woman is insane.
Yeah. So, okay.
Maybe she's Elliot. No, I'm just kidding.
Are we now into discussing theories?
Yes,
questions?
I think so.
Perfect. Where's Tyrell?
He's Elliot. No.
Does Elliot know where do you think the wife did something? No. Elliot did something and just doesn't know it?
Or Tyrell is off doing Tyrell.
Just doing stuff.
Yeah. Mr. Robot knows where Tyrell is.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
Okay.
I don't think Elliot has dissociative identity disorder, with 5 personalities.
It's
can't
just
be.
Mr. Robot.
I think it just has to just be Mr. Robot.
Okay.
Unless Tyrell
I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't want it to get any...
Could be very
any more confusing. So, now I'm really curious about Tyrell. His role.
Well, did Tyrell get picked up by the cops for that murder?
Or is Tyrell dead?
Could be. I don't think so.
Because it's been 3 days.
Yeah.
And if he got picked up by the cops, the wife would know.
Yeah, that's probably true. Unless he didn't call her.
Yeah.
Their relationship is very confusing.
Really, really open.
Tyrell is going to be in all the rest of the episodes. So.
Oh, cool.
So is Mr. Robot.
Also, Tyrell killed a woman
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. He was insane.
He's kind of insane.
Oh, everyone is insane.
That's
you
true.
Guys.
Well,
everyone is insane.
The bed scene where he comes in and she's already like bonded up herself.
Yes.
And just like very casually,
just like ties her up.
Just, I want the red ones, and he's like, I'm kind of tired, and she's.
Right.
Will this hurt the baby? No. Yeah. It's like,
and then the pee scene was weird too with him. The woman, he just walks in on the woman peeing.
Yeah.
And just stares at her and thinks he's making like a power play, but he's terrible at it.
Yeah.
Tyrell is really bad at his job.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's named as interim CTO, and instead of being named as permanent CTO, he screws it every step of the way up.
Yeah. By also killing the CTO's wife.
Yes. The newly named CTO's wife. That CTO sucks too. I hate him.
I liked him.
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh, I hated him.
I loved when he was like all getting into Tyrell's face in the office.
Nah.
When Tyrell's like, let's go golf. And the guy's like, he like whips it out and he's like, blah, blah, blah. And he just like power play. Oh, it's so good.
Well, that's true, but I kind of like Tyrell. So
see, I was sick of Tyrell's.
You were sick of it?
By then, yeah.
I get a little tired of his story. Like, but I'm curious. Now you've got me more excited to see where it's going. Because he fits into this somehow differently.
Yeah. It can't just be he was kind of a CTO at Evil Corp. Now he's fired.
Like, who cares? Yeah. Otherwise, he doesn't play into this at all. He's too important for that. Let me see. Other characters. Is there anything that we haven't... Okay, what other theories do you have? You were looking at theories.
Oh, I think that was it. It was the big Tyrell one that probably isn't going to work out, but that's all I had.
Who's at the door?
Okay, that's really the only other question. See, and this is where my answer has to be based on my theory, because I thought it was going to be Tyrell's wife. Coming to knock some sense into...
And be like,
you're
look,
like,
you're
this
here.
is what's happening.
What's going on? Could be.
Because I have no other clue.
Okay, I have an idea of who it is. I have an idea that it's the FBI. Already, like...
Oh, wow.
Because of the way... I mean, I know you didn't see the scene. Because, what's his name? The CEO, Philip Price, the way he talks to White Rose at the end, saying, we know who did it, and we're going to take care of it. Because of that, it makes me think that the FBI knows that it was Elliot who did it, and they are going to try to prove it. And I know that there is an FBI agent in the next season who is in every episode. Played by Grace Gummer, who is in American Horror Story, Season 5. Or was it Season 5? Or Season 4? She was in Freak Show. She was the lizard girl. And she's Meryl Streep's daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So she is going to be in this playing an FBI agent.
Great.
So this season is probably going to focus on a lot of the fallout, obviously. It has to. I mean... Yeah,
that's where we are.
We're going to have to... They're going to be kind of chasing down F Society to see if they can figure it out.
It's sort of like pseudo sci-fi a little bit.
Yeah.
Like at the end of this season.
Yeah, it's like, could be.
This could happen. This
Yeah.
I really like... So. Well, okay. So those are our two door theories.
Yeah. The other door theory is that it could be... do you think it could be the guy trying to get his dog back? No, just kidding. I don't think
I was so happy when he took that dog from him.
I was too. That guy sucks.
What a jerk. Like, stop lifting your dog up. Like,
yeah. What do you... Wait, lifting your dog up?
Wasn't he, like, lifting the dog up from the ground to get him to...
Oh, yeah.
And, like, just being mean to it.
Yeah, he was mean to it.
Flipper.
Flipper's a great dog.
Flipper rocked.
But where was Flipper in the last half? Flipper might be dead.
Flipper's probably with Tyrell.
Oh, she told him that he had to crate it. So maybe that's what was happening.
Or Elliot is Flipper. Also.
Now, this is a good theory.
Okay.
This is a theory I'm enjoying.
Anyway.
Yes. Okay, overall, what do you think the point of the show is? Like, what do you think the point the show is trying to make is?
I don't know.
I don't know either, really. And it seems like...
I don't know if they are trying to make one.
Maybe not. And on the surface, it seems like maybe they're trying to point out that corporations are evil, but it also kind of seems to be pointing to hackers are pretty evil too. And they work for, like, the people producing this show work for a big corporation because they are making this show. And by nature, they're working for a large corporation.
Yeah. I don't know. I like watching it just for its entertainment. Well, we both saw Stephen King a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he was like, sometimes a story is just a story.
Yeah,
and
it might
really
be. It might be true.
At least in season 1, I haven't really picked out anything overtly.
Yeah, I don't know that I have either. I mean, I just don't think that he is, like... I don't think that he's trying to say anything about corporations yet.
Or, like, mental illness. I think
maybe
that's
more...
that's just part of the...
Yeah, if anything, probably more about mental illness and the experiences of someone with...
Yeah, because seeing it... Like, the way they played it made you feel... Like, made the watcher, the viewer, feel like a little...
Like, you are the one who's being afflicted.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, like... That's what he sees, which is what I was seeing, and now all of a sudden everything's crazy different, and he's like his memories are what I'm remembering, but they're all wrong. And it was what's the movie? The movie where he has schizophrenia.
Fight Club.
Nope. The Beautiful Mind.
Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like it just toys with the viewer, like in the perspective of the protagonist or whatever.
Yeah, this show was really actually pretty referential to Fight Club as well. Like I don't know. I mean, obviously there's the like main thing.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for Fight Club.
There's
Tyler Durden is not is the same person. Like, but they even played "Where Is My Mind" by the Pixies.
Oh.
In the piano version, which they also use in a particularly useful scene in The Leftovers. Same piano arrangement, which is pretty good. So,
still need to watch that one.
You do. You need to get on it. It's very.
I do. Wait, is that on HBO?
It's HBO now. You have time. You can get on it.
I might have to. Now that Orange is the New Black is over,
you can get on it. You got time. Oh, okay. Anything else? I mean, how many stars would you give this first season out of 5?
Oh, 5.
I would give it 5. Too.
I mean,
it's terrific.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
It's very rare that I can like binge a show that quickly.
Yeah,
like,
it
have
was
interest too.
It was wonderful. Like everything about it was very, very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there was.
It was like you called the White Christmas episode of Black Mirror. I called it tight.
Yeah,
like that's what this was.
Yeah,
like everything was driven and intentional.
Yep. And you know, there wasn't like even one performance I didn't like in this.
No.
Like everyone was a good actor.
Well, you did say the bigger guy in F Society.
I mean, he was just fine. He wasn't written. He just wasn't. Yeah,
well,
he didn't have much to do. He was just there.
Yeah.
And mostly about his character, just wasn't there. But every performance of a main cast member was incredible. Mm-hmm. Like they all exhibited this very extreme like level of conflict that I found awesome. Like it was really good. Like it was just really good.
It's really good. Like I really hope season 2 can continue that. We'll see.
I think it's going to deliver.
And how are people viewing season 2? What's the best way to view?
Like how to watch it?
Yes.
Like what platform you mean?
What channel? What?
It's on USA. And so
do you know days, times?
Oh, that's a great question.
I didn't know. I literally don't. I knew it was USA because it always shows up on HBO now, but I don't watch it live.
It is.
Who watches live television? That's
freaks, I think.
I don't even know how you'd find time. Oh, we don't. It's not important. Is it going to be on any streaming as it comes out?
Now
Hulu?
USA, no, I don't think so. So Hulu, Amazon has exclusive rights for it, for showing it in syndication. Yep. So they're the exclusive streaming rights. So your best bet, but I think you can get it through iTunes. Like I think you can probably do a season pass and watch on iTunes.
Oh, I might do that again.
I have a feeling. Otherwise, what I do is we watch it through. We have a password for cable TV to watch online, so I'll just watch it through the USA site.
So I went to USA,
and sometimes they're free. The first, the last 5 episodes.
It says you can watch
now.
Now.
Is it behind a login?
Probably, and it's not even out yet.
This is Mr. Robot Decoded. It's like a thing.
Anyway.
It premieres on July 13th, which
9
is...
9:00 USA. 9 o'clock Central.
On
which
Wednesdays.
is where we
we're
live.
Central.
So, all right.
It's on Wednesdays at 9.
Okay,
So you got to add it to your...
If iTunes does it, I'll do that again. That's how I did Horror Story last year, and it worked.
I feel like iTunes is going to do it. Otherwise, I can give you that login, and you can...
Shh, no.
I mean, I will...
I'll just go hack it.
Yeah, you... Oh, good one. Okay, you know more about...
No, I don't.
You don't know anything about this?
Oh, my gosh.
Like,
when it comes to networking, no.
Was any
crazy.
of it... Was it believable, plausible?
I don't know.
Do you even know? It seems like it was. I believe it.
I've been asking our friends Ross and Richard
if
they've watched it, and they have not. Because I wanted to ask, since they're both into... Like, that's their job and degree.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask them, like, how believable, like, when they talk, is it remotely close to actual networking?
Yeah, and they were like...
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I was annoyed a couple times when they would try to use phrases in context, but it was, like, really weird and forced.
Okay.
And the one that stuck out the most was where Darlene wrote that malware program in an hour.
The trap kit or whatever.
Yeah, and he's like, when did you become a script kiddie? And I hated it. I was like, no, like...
I thought that was kind of funny.
People actually talk like that.
Script kitty.
I was like, but no, the networking stuff is all way over my head.
It's sort of... Okay, oh, here's another thing I really needed to discuss. Why is Darlene not in that last scene in Times Square? Okay, when he sees his young self with his mother and his father,
I was wondering
why
that
was
too.
she not there?
Yeah, I was wondering that the whole time.
Something is weird with Darlene. Like, she is his sister, but something is weird with their family unit. And the mother was abusive. We know that.
Yeah. I wonder if she went to live with Angela or something. I don't know.
Could be. Something like that.
Because, none of the pictures
sort of
had
Jessica Jones style, actually.
Like, none of the pictures had her.
The one picture did have her in it. The beach picture that he would go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
I was confused by that.
Maybe he had forgotten again that she was a sister. Maybe they I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that it could be. He could have forgotten that. But that was weird to me. That was confusing. And that scene was confusing. The mother's dead, we assume, also.
Yeah.
I would assume, or she's gone. She could not be dead. I mean, she bore something of a resemblance to the psychiatrist as well.
Oh, you thought so?
Yeah, a little bit.
Huh.
And because the mother was clearly ethnic of some kind. I mean, if you looked at her, and I mean both. Well, definitely Rami Malek is a mixed, is biracial or mixed race, and the girl who plays Darlene is not, but she was believable as being such. I mean, her like coloration worked with. It was like complementary to Elliot's, I would say, but. I'm interested to what was going on there, why he thought that. Interesting fact about that Times Square scene, I thought it was all done in CGI. No, it wasn't.
They cleared out Times Square?
Well, they didn't, because you can't clear out Times Square. You can't like reserve it and clear everyone out to shoot there. But they did it at like 3 or 4 in the morning the day before the 4th of July, when there was just no one there. Like, it was everybody. A lot of times in New York, people who live in the city will go somewhere else for the 4th, like out to the country. And so it was just pretty dead. And I'm sure they probably, if there were some stragglers, they were like, hey, can you go down there while we shoot this or whatever? But they did it there.
Here's some money, go buy a bagel.
It was, exactly. It was really in Times Square, which
that's kind of eerie.
Was shocked by. Like, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I found that scene like pretty impactful in terms of like, the sheer scope of it, like how big Times Square is and how big one person in Times Square actually looks. And that was crazy. That was really, really crazy. I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. So,
yeah, good on them. Dang.
Yeah. So I thought that was impressive. All right.
Well,
anything else we want to add?
I think those are all the things.
We'll be going week by week once the new season starts. And we're gonna fit that first episode we will talk about on the 16th, right?
The Sunday. 17th.
We're going to do it on the Sunday?
Yeah, I won't get back till like night of the 16th.
Oh, okay.
I'll leave Colorado that morning.
I don't remember, but I think we're leaving on the Sunday, so we might have to figure that out. Uh-oh.
I mean,
we'll figure it out.
Here. I could try to come over that night after.
Well, let me check our itinerary first and see.
We'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. We will be getting it out to you as soon as we can.
We'll get an episode out that week.
We have to, because it's going to be really exciting. And so I feel like we're going to be kind of going back to our roots here of this podcast, like in the framework of Horror Story, where we didn't know what was happening each week. We just kind of had a lot of predictions, a lot of ideas, and we're seeing what's going on.
It'll be a lot of clue gathering and
a lot of clue gathering,
process.
A lot of
more inane theories about Tyrell being a dog, and
that's it. Tyrell is the dog.
The cage.
We got
because
it. You guys,
he's sick.
You guys, we got it. He ate a microchip.
Yep.
Or he ate a USB drive. Tyrell did off the floor. And now he's in a cage because he's going to pass it eventually, but
in
he's
3 days.
He's going to make a mess.
Wow. Broke season 2.
We got it.
All right. That's what you're in store for?
Yes.
In every episode of
those
season
sorts
2.
of theories.
Except sometimes we're actually serious about them.
Yeah, usually we are.
I still kind of think Elliot somehow is Tyrell, but
I do too. There's some connection. I think you're right about that. It looks like you can do a season pass for season 2 on iTunes.
Cool.
$20.
What?
That's what I'm
so
seeing.
cheap.
Yeah.
I paid $36 for Horror Story.
I'm seeing 20.
Okay, that is how I will be viewing legally through iTunes.
Season pass.
All right, sweet.
Perfect. Wonderful. I'm also viewing it legally.
Oh, I didn't know. I know. But if you would have given me your passcode, then
well, ours is maybe not from our own subscription, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
I think we're
else.
good.
Thanks so much for listening. We hope to see you in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks
for
when the show
episode
starts.
1.
Make sure you watch episode 1 of season 2.
If you have any theories or thoughts about the season 1, please email us at theparlorpodcast@gmail.com.
Or you could tweet them to us at theparlorpod. Maybe you think maybe Tyrell's baby is the dog.
Which would make sense because they're approximately the same.
Maybe Darlene
size.
And Angela
are the same person.
Yeah.
Could be a lot, and in this show they could be.
They could be. I don't know.
So yeah, let's.
I feel like this show's too sophisticated to pull that twice.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like it's a little too smart for that, but you never know.
Never know.
All
right. Thank you so much for listening. Have yourselves a good day,
and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.